Do you have sound now? Oh my goodness, I had it muted. I apologize. Okay, let me repeat everything that I said. Hello, and welcome to another evening of stamping. My name is Sarah Simon. I'm an independent demonstrator coming to you from Appleton, Wisconsin. And I said hello to all of you who are on here that have commented. So Julie, Nancy, Denise, Mary, Karen, Kelly, Becky, Sandy, and Mary and Kay. Thank you so much for joining me. And I did say, I know some of you aren't able to comment because you don't have a YouTube account. So if you're watching and you're not able to comment, hello to you too, and thank you for watching me. Hello, April and Betty. I thought I'd start with, a lot of people have said, how are you feeling? I hope you're feeling better. I am. Every day gets a little bit better. I said to my mom and dad this weekend, though, last week, I had some leadership training on Wednesday and Thursday. So it was good that like my first couple of days back was just kind of sitting around and listening to people, and we had some interaction and stuff. But then Friday, I was trying to get a whole bunch of stuff done because some of the teachers are coming back on Monday, and I think I just overdid it. And so my body told me that. I didn't sleep much at all on Friday night. I was in quite a bit of pain, but then I laid it low for the weekend, and I was feeling much, much better. So I go see the doctor tomorrow for my post-op. Hopefully he'll remove my 10-pound weight limit. And the biggest thing is they put this, like, it's almost like glue over the top of your incisions, and it just goes away by itself. You can't peel it or anything. And every single time I seem to like go to do something, I seem to catch it on something, like on my clothes. It catches on my clothes or something, and then it kind of pulls a little bit, and it's like, oh, that's still there. But for the most part, I'm feeling great. So we have some prizes to give away today. Because we had the creative challenge. I'm going to read all of the people that I have. And if I missed you, let me know. So I'm going to do that first, then I'll give away my other prizes, and then I'll pick this big one. So I have Lene Day, Mickey Bladel, maybe, Sarah New, Mary Van Domlin, Sandy Calloway, Lori Workman, Tammy Litsky, Kaven Nepperin, Marge Hasley, I don't know how to pronounce that either, Marge, sorry, Jeanne Collar, Linda Kester, Amanda Shabo, lots of you. I think there were 27. Julie Grassel, Aileen Humphreys, Anna Rebedu, Marge Hillis, Becky Weisky. I'm folding them all in half so that everybody's the same. Debbie Peters, Amanda Rohde, Karen Roofing, Marcia Cullibert, Melanie Foy, Nancy Hippes, Mary Linsmeyer, Kathy Kessler, Jean Maxwell, and Lynn Eben. Denise, you had the meetings too. I really liked the training that we did. We had it for 2 days last week with our system. So it was pretty nice, I thought. So I'm going to put those there. If I missed you, please put something in the comments. Let me see. I don't have Facebook opened. I'm going to open up Facebook. That way I can check to see, for those of you that can't comment on YouTube, if I missed you somehow, let me know, and I will open up Facebook, and I will also look there. Let me just get there real quickly. There we go. So I'm on today's post for the video. So if I missed you, comment in there. Okay. So prizes for today. So last week we made the 2 cards that were the for the creative challenge. So we did the sweet pea, and we did our little boo and happy Halloween and trick or treat. In Pumpkin Pie and Daffodil Delight. Receiving these for commenting last week is Sandy Dunn. So Sandy, I will get these in the mail to you. I do have your address, so that's wonderful. And then for sharing, so anytime you share, whether that be sharing it on Facebook, emailing the link to somebody, telling somebody about it. Please make sure that you write down in the chat that you shared, whether it be in YouTube or on Facebook. I check both of them. You get entered into a drawing to win prizes as well. And winning from 2 weeks ago are these adhesive back metallic gems. These are wonderful. They're so pretty. They just shine right on a car, and they're not really, really high that they add a lot of bulk. Is Amanda Road. So Amanda, I will get these in the mail to you, and I have your address as well. And then I realized I did not pick my winner for who, and I had all these slips of paper left from writing everybody else's name. So all of my people who placed orders, your names are all in these little slips, and I'm going to pick it live. And what you're going to be winning, and if you have this already and you win, I have other things that I can replace it with. But a couple weeks ago, we did this scenic pumpkin patch with a fence, the pumpkins, the barn. And there's been some really cute cards with this online if you do a search. So I'm going to go ahead, not look, mix these up. And the winner is Kathy Kessler. So Kathy, I will get this in the mail to you. If you have that already, Kathy, please, please, please let me know. Because like I said, I do have some other things that I can pull from for prizes. Mini catalog starts on September 6th. I did mail these out yesterday to, I believe it was anyone that had placed an order. A couple of you I know have other demonstrators that you go to as well, that you order from two of us. So if you do not get one, and even if you don't order from me, if you need one, please let me know and I will get this off in the mail to you. I have a lot more left that I can give away. So please let me know that. All right. Anyone else say that I missed them? Okay. So I don't see anyone else say it. I'm going to dump these on my desk to give myself more room because my bowl was kind of small. These are the new dishes that I just got. Aren't they kind of cool? I like them. I don't want to break them. All right. I have them on my desk and I'm not looking and I'm spreading them all out. So if your name was put in first, it doesn't matter. If your name was put in last, it doesn't matter. They're going to all be mixed up. Make sure I didn't miss any comments here. And our winner is, I'm going to pick this one right here. Who is it? Marcia Colbert. So Marcia, I don't know if you're on here, but if you are, congratulations. I will reach out to you and see which bundle you would like. Like I mentioned earlier, if you want to wait until the mini catalog goes live because there's something in there that you would like, that is fine. I'm going to leave this one out so I remember. If you want anything else that's able to be ordered right now, I can order it right now and get that off to you as well. So congratulations and thank you all for participating. I have a stack of Happy Mail that I received. So many people sent me cards. I was just so blown away and so overwhelmed and so just thrilled every day that I went to my mailbox and there was another stack of them to read. So I'm going to, instead of holding them all up, I'm going to flip my camera, turn the overhead light off, and I will share all of those with you before we get stamping. So I probably should share. I have shared it in the past, so you probably have it. But if you are placing an order between now and next week, I have one more week left on my host code. This is my current host code. So if your order is under $50 or $150 and you place an order with me, I would appreciate it if you put this host code in. Because then that's how I get all of the prizes that I give away is from those host codes. If it's over $150, you get hostess benefits. So then I want you to use it. So don't use it at that point. I also have a couple of reminders. I'm going to remind you when we use some of the paper today, but right now the designer series paper from the annual catalog is 15% off. None of the online exclusive paper. So one of them we're using online exclusive paper. That is not. But the second card is using some paper that's on sale. And then also just a reminder, you have until the end of August to redeem any of those $5 coupons that you earned in July. So don't forget about that because I know sometimes Kohl's will extend it a day, Stampin' Up! Will not. So if you do not have them redeemed by the 31st of August, they are null and void. So even if it's like a pack of linen thread or something that you need, and you have $5, make sure you use it. You can also redeem multiple coupons in one order. So just want to remind you of that. So let's go ahead, switch our camera, and we'll go there. I'm going to take that banner off. I'm going to turn my overhead light off. And grab the stack of cards to share with you. Oh my goodness. I feel like so loved, let me tell you. So I received this card. I'm going to go ahead and so I can see my comments here. This card I received from Lori Workman. Look at that. It's that fold that we used, and she posted this on Facebook. So you should go back to Facebook and look at all of those beautiful cards because they are absolutely gorgeous. I love that little turtle guy. And then this card also uses that fold, and this is from Mary Van Domelen. Isn't that pretty? I love that paper. And then I received this card, sending healing thoughts, from Diane Hermson. If I don't say your last name, it might be because I don't remember. This is a beautiful card. We're going to be using some of this, actually the last wet paper too, that perennial lavender. This is from Gianne. So Gianne, thank you very much. Look at how beautiful that card is. And then this has a little belly band. Look at this. It looks like a little envelope. That's so pretty. Marge, thank you so much for the card, Marge. Thanks to all of you. If I'm not saying thank you to all of you, you guys really made my day. I was like, oh my goodness, I feel so loved. So this was from Anna Rebideau. Isn't that pretty? Thank you. And then hello, sending a big squeeze. This is from Christine, who is on Kelly's team. So I'm on Kelly Atchison's team. So I think there might have been an email that went out with my address to people on the team. And so some people I've never even met or probably haven't even watched on my Facebook Live have been sending me things, which is so sweet. All right, here is a little hot air balloon. Look at this fold. This kind of reminds me of one of the folds that we're doing today. This opens like that. Then this opens up. Tammy Litsky, just absolutely gorgeous. Love that fold. And this cute, look at that embossing folder and how that matches with the flower. This is from Nancy Hippis. So thank you, Nancy. I saw you on here today. Oh, look at this paper. Wishing you well. This is from Deb Seidlinger from Kelly's team as well. Here's another beautiful card. I love this glimmer paper and stuff on here. This is from Andy Acquisto, also on Kelly's team. Love monochromatic cards. And then we have this beautiful card. Look at that. I love how she layered those 3 pieces of paper there. And this is from, I think it says Janice from Kelly's team as well. I have all the envelopes. I just don't have, and some of them didn't have names on the outside of the envelope. So here we go. This is a beautiful card too from Heather. And Heather, I believe, is on Kathy Miller's team. Thinking of you, gorgeous. This is one of those book fold cards. Love this blue paper from Sarah. I believe that's Sarah Marquardt. I think that's Sarah Marquardt. It's blue, so that would be my guess. Her favorite color is blue. I know that. This says get well soon. And this is from Linda Kester. I think Linda might have been on here tonight. She's on Kelly's team as well. Love that little bird paper. And look at those tree rings are gorgeous. And oh, love me some purple. This is one of those fold back cards where you fold this back and it opens, makes it possible to open that up. This is from Kelly, my upline, Kelly Atchison. Then we have Feel Better Real Soon. And this is coming from Suzanne Scott, who's also on Kelly's team. See, I'm on this team with all these people. Whoops, I think this ribbon was supposed to be right there and it fell off. And we've never met. We all live in different states, but we all have one thing in common. We love stamping. So you're in my thoughts, Irene Kutz. Thank you, Irene. Sending you a homemade paper hug. Healing, peace, rest. Hope this is a feeling better kind of day. Sandy Hyson. Isn't that pretty? I love those little tulips. This is so pretty too, with the spotlight on nature. And I love the little gold that's on there. And then one of the newer embossing folders. And this is from Polly Libby, who's also on Kelly's team. Gorgeous. That was a protector layer. I have some of the envelopes in here too. Look at this cute little owl. Thinking of you. From Mary Linsmeyer. Thank you, late Mary. I think you're on here tonight. I thought I saw you. It's very cute. And then look at this. That little nurse. And then hope you feel better soon. This is from Tammy. I believe this is from Tammy Markwart. Sarah's mom. Then this beautiful Sending Happy Thoughts came from Debbie. Beautiful card. I love this paper. And look at this. Love this. I don't even know where that Get Well Soon is. I think it's in one of those little stamp sets where it has all different occasions at the beginning where this paper is. Just so cute. This is from Jay Shante. And then I received this cute card from, I don't remember Sarah. I don't know who this is from, but it's Sarah. I don't know why I had all my cards together. So just absolutely beautiful cards. Thank you to so many of you. And then thank you also for those of you that wrote messages on Facebook. I really, really appreciate it. So it was a couple of days of being a little stiff, but I'm back to being pretty much normal. As normal as I can be, I guess. All right, let's get to stamping. Our first card is going to be a fun fold, and I am using the Frosted Forest bundle, and this is a 3-piece bundle. So it's got this stamp set that has some really cool sayings on it. There are also decorative masks. I love decorative masks, right? And we've got, that's the piece I was looking for last night. I'm like, I know I cut. I needed to cut 4 of these when I was making my sample and then doing the one that we're going to do today. And I was missing one, so I had to cut another one last night. But there are 2 different kinds of trees in here. So you've got this taller tree. And so some of the masks, so these 3 masks will color that in. And then you have your like evergreen trees or your fern. I think those are evergreens. And then you have 3 masks that color those in as well. So really, really cool. And then there are dies that you can cut out different things or you can cut around the trees that you have. We're going to use this die right here tonight on our card. We're not going to use, the only stamp we're going to use in this set tonight is a greeting. We're going to use this die and we're going to use one of the birds. Okay, so this is going to be a quick and easy, not a ton of stamping involved in it, but I just loved how it ended up turning out. So I wanted to let you know that some of you have asked, are you going to be doing any classes coming up? And yes, I am. For my team, I'm going to be getting this out here. We're going to be having another team meeting for this quarter, and I'll be getting that out to you probably yet before the weekend. And then I will have a card buffet in September as well. I did not have one in August because I have my niece's wedding this weekend, and I'm going to be out of town starting on Thursday night until Sunday. And so and next weekend is Labor Day already. So there just wasn't time to get in. I didn't know how I was going to be feeling. So I skipped August, and I'll be doing again in September. Kathy Miller and I are working together, and we are putting together a World Card Making Day event where we will be coming on and posting some videos 3 times during the day. Each one of them will have 4 cards in it. And what we will do is we will feature a bundle, or it might be a suite of products. And what we will do is we will let you know ahead of time which products we're going to be using. And if you want to buy the cut cardstock, we will send it to you so that on World Card Making Day, you can actually be making the cards along with us. And so we thought that that would kind of be a fun way to be making cards and all day long. So there will be a total of 12 cards that we'll be making that day. And you can pick one pack that you want to do. You can buy 2 of them, or you can buy all 3 of them. You don't have to buy the bundles from us if you already have them. Great. If you want to have them, you can purchase them from us as well. So all of that will be coming out by hopefully the beginning of next week or so. We're just kind of finalizing some things, but we're pretty sure this might be one of the bundles that we're using. And I also use, this is the Falling Leaves embossing folder. This is on the online exclusives. It was in a catalog, I think it was in our fall catalog last year, and it got carried over to the online exclusives. All right, let's stamp. Here is what we have. Hello. I think I missed some people. So Patty, I don't think I said hello to you. And Mary Stamp, I don't know if I said hello to you. I think Betty, I think I said hello to you. If I didn't, hello. So anyhow, these are the dimensions for our cards. I'm trying to watch everything. So, all right. So we are starting with a card base that is Mossy Meadow. So this was 4 1/4 by 11. I scored it at 5 1/2, and then I cut off 2 3/4 inches, and I kept that. And the reason I kept it is I took that die and I die cut this from that. Now, the way this die is set up, just so that you know, you can make the grass part on the bottom, you can make it as wide or narrow as you want. So this looks really, really narrow, but I just moved it up a little bit on my cardstock that I had and ran it through and cut it so that it left a little bit more grass there than the die. So the bottom part of your die does not cut. It cuts along the top, but it does not cut along the bottom. So you can make that as wide as you would like. It does leave kind of a little bit of a line there from when you go through your Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine, but not too bad. And then I also cut out one of these birds, and that should be in here somewhere too, right here. Okay, so I have a bird and I have some trees that I cut out of the piece that I cut off of here. So I didn't waste anything on this card. All right, so I made sure that I used as much of it as I could. All right, then our second layer, another folding layer, is 2 3/4 by 9 1/2, and I scored it at 4 3/4. So this is Old Olive, and that's Mossy Meadow. And I liked how that went together. I especially liked it because I was using this designer paper, which is our Seasons of Green and Gold, which is a Christmas paper, but really this paper you could use for anything. Okay, it's got bells and stuff on the back. This measures, let me get this up here for you. This measures 2 1/2 by 4 inches. All right, then we also need 2 pieces. This is Berry Vanilla, and these measure 2 1/2 by 4 1/2. So we need 2 of those. And then I used a background of Berry Vanilla. Now, I just want to point out that when you're making this fold, you don't have to put anything in the background. Okay, you could just put, the reason that it's nice to put 2 different colors and 2 colors that go together with your designer paper is you could just layer them like that. All right, but if you wanted to, I thought it looked kind of cool to have some of those leaves in the background embossed and have that sit on top of a white or Berry Vanilla. I thought that kind of popped a little bit. It's entirely up to you whether you like that part or not. Okay, so those are all of the pieces that we need. I'm going to go back to comments here. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this back together, or put this card together, I should say. All right, so these two pieces we're going to actually do some stamping on. And then after we do that stamping, we're just going to put everything together. So I'm going to use some Mossy Meadow ink. Mossy Meadow, I love that. And I realized at first I started out and all my cards were green. And because the second card that I'm doing, I was going to do a Christmas card. And then when I was getting ready, I'm like, oh my goodness, we have the paper sale and I didn't use any paper from the paper sale. So I quickly, at about 5 o'clock, designed a different card with that fold using one of the papers. So I'll show you the Christmas one on top of it, but I had to quickly change my design. So I haven't even really made one of those cards yet. It's going to be a first. And there's going to be audience participation in it as well. So this says birthday wishes for a day as great as you are. And I'm just going to stamp that in the upper right-hand corner. All right. And then for the inside, this is from Unbounded Love, I think is the name of it. And it just says happy birthday. And I'm going to have that on the inside of my card. All right, that's for something else. I'm going to do a little bonus project at the end of this. That's going to do a little gift box that you could make along with this birthday card matching this. All right, so I'm going to actually have 3 projects tonight because I had somebody ask me, is there any way that you could show us how to make this box that I gave as a gift to anyone who bought my Christmas that Kathy and I gave to all of the people who bought our Christmas in July, the Seasons of Green and Gold. If you purchased that, you got a little gift from us. And so I'm going to show how to make that little box because I think 3 people asked me how to make it. I'm like, I'll do it in a live, I promise. All right, so I'm just going to use a little bit of glue. If you're wondering where I got this, Stampin' Up! Does not sell this. This I bought through, if you do a search for Misty and you do, it's called a, or My Sweet Petunia. I think if you do that, Misty's the name of the stamp positioning tool. My Sweet Petunia is the name of the company. This is a, I don't even remember what they call it, but you can put your liquid glue in there and it's wonderful. So it sits in a little, let me show you. It sits in a little carrier like this. And there's a little like plunger on the bottom that covers this so that your glue doesn't dry up. Here's the cover that you can just place right inside of here. And it's a nice little trigger release glue gun, I guess. All right, so I'm going to put this along the bottom. And I want it to go right up to the bottom, but I don't want any of the white showing. So there we go. And because it was for actually 2 3/4 inches, and this is only 2.5 inches, there's a little bit of a 1/4 inch that I've got to cut off here. I live right by the police station, so if you can hear all those sirens in the background, nothing's happening to me. I hear them all the time because I live very close to a police station and fire station. All right, let's go ahead and where's our little bird? Here's our bird. I'm just going to pop this bird. I'm just going to put it on a glue dot. And pop that right there in the sky. And now I'm going to attach this to the front of this little piece right here. And this is going to be on the inside. I am going to use my bone folder and fold this a little bit better. I think I'm still live. I haven't seen any comments in a while, but you're probably just watching. I'm like, I think I'm live. I see myself on my iPad, so I think I'm live. There we go. All right. So then we're going to attach our designer paper along the bottom. Actually, I'm going to go like this so I can see a little better where that edge is. And we will put this paper, this embossed, and one of the leaves up at the top. It does like 3/4, kind of goes like that. So there's none on the left-hand side down on the bottom, but mostly what you're going to see is at the top, and so they will have leaves. All right, and then this is going to get centered in here. Now I'm just using Stampin' Seal. You may want to use Plus if you're using Stampin' Seal. You may want to use liquid glue, only because I'm putting it on an embossed surface here. But I'm just going to chance it. My other one didn't fall apart, so I'm assuming it's going to be fine. Betty lives behind the fire station too, so you know what that's like, right, Betty? I really don't mind it during the day and stuff. And honestly, at night, sometimes I've been up at like 2 o'clock in the morning and I see the sirens go out, but if they don't see cars, they don't necessarily turn their sirens on if it's in the middle of the night. So that's kind of nice. All right, so there is our card, which we open up like this, and then we fold it down like that to get our greeting on the inside. Love this fold. It's kind of like a joy fold. That's the opposite way, but normally my joy folds are 3x4. This is a little bit thinner, 2 3/4 by 4.5. 4 3/4 actually. This is 4.5. So it's a little bit longer, taller, and not quite as wide because I wanted that whole tree to get in there. So it's just a little bit different size. So you can change it however you want to, but there is our first card. I'm actually going to use some of these. These come in pecan pie and the clear. I cut them in half so they fit inside of my, I have like a little carrier that I put all of my dimensions or my embellishments in, and they didn't quite fit. They were too wide. So I just cut the brown ones and the clear ones in half. So these are the clear ones. And I'm just going to put a couple of these on my card just to add a little bit of shine. But if you wanted this for a masculine card, I thought this would be a really great masculine card. You wouldn't have to add these little gems if you didn't want to. You could also spruce it up if you wanted to with some sort of a ribbon or twine or anything like that. So there's a lot of different things that you could do with it. I just thought I'd add a few, whoops, went up too high, add a few gems to it. And there is our first card. Now we're going to make a little box that goes with this. I'm going to do that as the last project, I think. But I loved the versatility of that stamp set. And I was talking to Kathy. Well, actually, we were texting. We weren't talking. But I said to her, I said, I think I want to use this one because you can stamp and use the mask to color these things in. You can stamp and cut them out. You can stamp, you can cut like the die that I just cut out, or you can cut the base of the tree, and you can cut all of these things on the inside. So there's so many different things. Oh, I think I froze. There we go. There's so many different things that you can do with this that I think this would be a fun stamp set to do for our World Card Making Day. This is in the online exclusives. If you're wondering, where did you find that? It's not in the new catalog. It's not in the annual catalog. It's in our online exclusive. And it's called Frosted Forest. And it doesn't have any designer paper or anything to go with it. So you could put like the Country Woods paper. I thought this, I loved this checked paper that's here. You could also use, there's some really, really cute papers in the To Market. Some of the back colors, there's like a burgundy. And I'm thinking like with those evergreen trees, if you really wanted to do something Christmassy, you could also do like do it in blues as well. It wouldn't have to be always in greens. And I've seen some really cute cards that have like yellow and Cajun craze colors in here for fall. So you could make it fall, you could make it winter. There's a thinking of you. I loved this saying, no beauty shines brighter than that of a good heart. And then there's like a thank you to go with that as well. So just a kind of a cool set. So there is our first card, a birthday card, which could be masculine or feminine. And at the end, like I said, I'll show you a box that we can, that you could make to put like some little candy in, or you could roll up some cash and put it in there. It doesn't fit a gift card, unfortunately, but I'll set that aside for now. I'm going to put these over here with this. I'll need that a little bit later. And we'll go to card number 2, which is another fun fold. Yay. All right, so let me get my dimensions. Thank you, guys. All right, so for this card, I'm going to let you choose. I'll show you the designer paper I'm using. This is our Gorgeous Grape, and this is our Highland Heather. So the card base that we're going to be using for this is 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. Whoops. Okay, so you can pick either the Highland Heather, the Gorgeous Grape. Now, we're going to layer this piece of designer series paper from our, is it Perennial Lavender, I think is what it's called. So Highland Heather, so you can call it just Heather if you want. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Or Gorgeous Grape. And I'm going to show you another piece that we're going to be putting with it. So that's a little bit darker. And then we are going to be using this green color with it. So there's the Gorgeous Grape with the green. And here is the Highland Heather with that green. So do you like Highland Heather, or do you like the grape? Heather or grape, I guess we could use. Okay, and it's going to have this dark green with it as well. So you can decide what you want. Go ahead and put it in here, and we'll kind of add all of them up. On the inside, I think I have here, it says basic white. I decided against basic white, and I decided to go with crumb cake because crumb cake is in the back of the designer series paper. So this is going to be our inside layer. And then we are going to be doing like a little peek through window that we're going to be making. And I used the nested shapes or nested essential dies for this. You can use anything you want. You could use the stylish shapes. You could use any kind of die that has like nesting like this. So I used the 2 middle ones. So we're going to use this to cut our peek through window. And then I used this second to the smallest one to put for my little label with my greeting. Okay. This piece, I don't think I gave you the measurements for this. This measures 4 3/4 inches by 1 1/4, and I scored it at 1/2 inch. Okay. And then that's it for this card. That's it for this card. Yes. All right. I wanted to make sure. So let's see what we've got. I've got grape, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 grape, and 2 heather. So the grapes have it. So I'm going to make it in grape. And unfortunately, I haven't made this card yet. I mean, I've made it with different paper, but I haven't made it with this design of paper yet. All right, let's go ahead, and I'm going to start with my card base, and I'm going to give this a good burnish. All right, so you picked this. The first thing that we want to do for this card is we want to attach our designer series paper, and you want to make sure that when you're gluing your designer series paper down, you're only adding adhesive around the outside of it. You don't want any adhesive in the middle because we're going to be cutting out an opening, and we're going to be using one of the pieces that we pull out of there. And so you don't want it to be attached to the other one, which will make sense in about 2 or 3 minutes when I get to that. Okay, so I just put adhesive around the outside. I avoided anything in the middle. All right, I'm going to bring in, instead of bringing in my entire machine, I decided to just bring in my cutting plates, and then I'll just go off camera and I will actually do the cutting off camera, so I don't have to plop the machine right down in the middle. But what we're going to do is we're going to take, so this was the second to the smallest one. This is the next size up. So these are the two middle layers. So these get nested together. So I'm going to take the bigger one and I'm going to place it up a little bit from center that way, but trying to center it right and left as best I can. And to hold this in place so that it doesn't move on me, and then I have got something that's crooked, and I'm using just some Post-it tape. You can also use Post-it notes. So if you have this tape, which I just end up getting it from Amazon, and I get a whole bunch of rolls together, and they have it in thinner, excuse me, thinner, like half this size or even a quarter of this size, that you can get as well. Or if you don't want to have to invest in that and you've got Post-it notes just sitting on your desk, you can just go ahead and put a Post-it note down to hold it in place as well. All right, so this is going to be on our cutting plate, and I need another cutting plate over the top of it. And I'm going to take that to my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and cut that. All right, so here we are. I didn't want to do that one through the magic of TV. I wanted to actually show you how to put that on there. Now, you do want to make sure that it's not folded this way. You don't want to cut the back. You just want to cut the front. Okay, so now I have a little rectangle that has stitching around it for this, and it also cut through that layer. But we're going to use this piece, so don't throw that away. Okay, so now what we need to do is we're going to get a little piece that's going to pass through here, which is going to be this piece right here. So what I want to do is I want to banner this on the end. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut up where about the middle is. Now, you can decide if you like really deep looking, like kind of pointier banners, or if you like them to be a little bit more a wider banner, I guess. So the shorter your little cut up the center is, the wider that your banner is. So I'm just going to cut this a little bit up the center, and then I'm going to go from each end to the tip of that center. Okay, to make my little banner. Okay, if I had gone up further and gone from there, it would have made them a little bit longer pointing. Oh, Melanie's back from an ice cream one. Ice cream sounds pretty good right now. Lila got her puppy ice cream today when she got home because she was a good girl. I don't think she, oh yeah, she is in her bed over there. She's just hanging out with us today. All right. So now what we want to do is we want to add this. This is going to be attached with this little tab that we have. It's going to be attached on here. But what we want it to do is we want it to come out through the center here, and we want this to be centered. So I want to have the same amount of Gorgeous Grape on the top and on the bottom. So I'm going to set this in here just like that, where it would be even around all the edges. Okay, and then I'm going to put this through here. I'm going to get this so it's on the end here, and I'm going to even stick it underneath like that. Okay, so see how I slid it right underneath the edge? Okay, and now that it's slid underneath the edge, I can slide it up and I can slide it down until it's where I want it to be. Okay, so if I think that looks like it's pretty even right there on the top and bottom, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold that in place. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to add a little bit of glue or adhesive, whatever you want to use, on this little tab. Fold that down, give that a good press, and then you can adhere this to the inside of your card. Oh, I don't know. Lila heard something. She probably heard a car door and she thinks somebody's here, but it's the neighbor. Okay, so that goes there, and then this is going to slide through there like that. See how I did that? All right, next what you want to do is you want to open it back up. You want to take this purple piece and you want to set it in where that opening was. And then again, you want to open your card up. And what you want to do is you want to put adhesive on here in between where that banner is. So I don't want to put any adhesive way up on top. I just want to put it in this center part right here. And then I want to close that. Okay, and then I'm going to push that through there. Okay, so that's how my card closes. Then I open it like this, and then I'm going to open the flap like that to see what's inside. So this was a different fold for me. So I haven't done a fold like this. So I thought, oh, fun fold day today. So on this little piece, we're going to do a greeting. And so I decided to use the, I think it's called Wishing You Comfort. I don't know. That's the name of this stamp that I have here. It says Wishing You Comfort. And I'm going to do Gorgeous Grape ink. I wanted a darker purple ink. Whether we used Highland Heather or Gorgeous Grape, I didn't care. I was going to use Gorgeous Grape ink. So it showed up on the crumb cake. So I'm just stamping Wishing You Comfort. And then I should have somewhere a scrap of, here we go. It's right by my thing. In the Perennial Lavender, I think that's what it's called, stamp set, there are this 2 little butterflies. So I'm going to stamp that on Highland Heather with Gorgeous Grape. Now I would have done that. What do I call this fold? You were going to ask that, weren't you, Melanie? I'm not sure what it's called. It's kind of got like a window. I'm not sure. I can look it up and I can put it back. I can put it on in a comment. The person who I saw it from is Heidi Collins with Onigo Stamping. She's from Michigan, and she did it as a mystery stamping night. She messed it up the first time, and then she had to redo it a second time because she forgot to add. She put this layer on the front of the green instead of having it go on the back of that green thing that's there. So now we're going to put this layer over the top, and she had both of these layers on top of the green. So she did it wrong the first time. So anyway, there are dies to cut these out, and through the magic of TV, I have that done. And like I said, I haven't made this card yet, so I wasn't quite sure where I want to put this, but I do want to stamp a greeting on the inside. So once this opens up, I want to do it so that it's even with this right here. And there was a, hope this is a feeling better kind of day. And I'm just going to stamp that right there in the center. And I think I'm going to take those butterflies and I'm just going to, I think I'm going to pop them down here. Okay, so that looks good there. And then I'm just going to bring this through here. I'm going to close this up or something's going to end up in it. And I'm going to take some dimensionals. I'm going to pop up this greeting. I think I might have stamped that on the wrong side. Oh, no, I didn't. We're going to go ahead and take those off. Put the greeting the correct way so you can read it. My teachers would be able to read it if it was upside down, but the average person probably wouldn't be able to. Right, teachers, you can read anything upside down. All right, let's go ahead and maybe put this one here. And nope, let's put that one there. I can go over the edge a little bit and it'll still sneak through. And then let's put, maybe we don't need two. Do you think we need two? Maybe I'll put them like that. I think that looks good like that. Let's go ahead. I don't know why my camera got disconnected, but we're back. All right, so I've got a glue dot that I'm just gonna pop this. I didn't want to make it too high, so I don't feel like I need to put it on another dimensional. I think just this one little dimension is good. And I might even add a little wink of Stella. Oh, Audrey, exhausted parent and cappuccino break. So yummy. Okay. Is that a type of ice cream or a type of? Sounds good. Okay. Wishing you comfort. And let's take a little bit wink of Stella. Ooh, you're up in Rhinelander, Melanie. Fun. It was cold up there this morning. I think they said it was only like 39 degrees or 38 degrees up in Rhinelander. Oh my goodness. All right, so I just added a little bit of wink of Stella on there. And then I thought I would bring in some of our purple fine shimmer dots. And I'm just going to add those, I think, to the designer paper. So I'm going to, let's see, let's do the darker purple here. We'll put one down here. And we'll put a bigger one right there. I think I'm just going to do two. Since I have those butterflies, I think I just need to do two down there. You could put another one up in the top if you want, but I think with having the butterfly, it kind of balances it out. So wishing you comfort, hoping this is a feel better kind of day. And I will find out what the name of it. So that is that fold. I will show you if I kept it here. Well, let's do an envelope here real quick. I do have some of that paper that we can put on the envelope. So this paper, again, along with any of the papers that are in the designer paper that's in our annual catalog, is 15% off through the end of the month. And it is while supplies last. So if something goes on back order, I don't think this is on back order, but if a paper does go on back order, they will not honor it after the end of the month. So it has to come back in stock before the end of the month in order for you to get it. All right, so I'm going to cut this off. We could even stamp a little butterfly on the front if we wanted to as well. I keep using my ribbon scissors. I have to buy a new ribbon scissors anyway. So, okay, so here is our envelope. There is our card. And the other one that I made, let's see if I can find it. I think I put it up here. When I just changed my mind, I decided to put it up here. So I'm going to swap with another demonstrator, Christine Bertram. She has the best swaps. And so I have to make 4 cards using, show you the suite of products. This is the suite of products from the mini catalog. And I don't know where I put the gems, but you can see them on the card. It's called Sentimental Wishes. It has this shaded spruce ribbon that goes with it. This is the paper. And this paper, I love this paper because anytime you buy a pack, a portion of the sales goes to help with children's literacy. So these are the papers. So I used this on one side and I used the green stripe on the other side. There's a die that cuts these little stockings out. This is like a scrapbook page, but you could also cut a corner of it and have that be part of your card as well, or cut a piece out and have this be either the side or the bottom of your card. Get that striped. There's a die that cuts out the candles, and there's also a stamp in there. And then again, could be a scrapbook page. Look at this. I've got my priority envelopes here from when I was sending out my catalogs. Those are sitting there. And then here is the stamp set, Sentimental Wishes. So there's just a couple of images that you can stamp, some really, really cool greetings. It's kind of a nostalgic type Christmas. It's a little bit cheaper bundle because the dies are one of these really small die packs. So you just have the candles, the greenery, the bow, the stocking, and then you have the like a little greenery that you can add as well. I did that in gold and I did it in green on one of the cards that I did, but this is the card that I ended up making. And then there's these, I think they're called like Drury gems. They come in gold and the silver that's on here. So have a very Merry Christmas. And then when you open it up, wishing you joy and happiness. So since I did that fold, I was like, I might as well do that. But I ended up changing it so that you could see it in a different card, but I wanted you to see that as well. So anywho, that is card number 2. Now, if you want to stay, I know it's been really, really long. It's already 7 o'clock. But I did make a little box that matches the birthday card that we made at the beginning. And a couple of people had asked me, could I make it sometime, or did I have a video or anything that showed how to make it? And I did not. So we're just going to do it live. You need 3 pieces of cardstock to make this. And I'm going to cut it. And I'm going to also score it with you so that you can see how I made this. So this is going to make a little box that you could put candy in, or you could roll up like maybe some cash in it if you wanted to. So the dimensions of this. The outside part of the box, this is going to be kind of like a nesting box. You're going to have an outside box and you're going to have a little box that nests on the inside. So I'm using, this is Old Olive. I have to get my paper trimmer so I can do this. This measures 6 by 6 and you're going to score at 2 inches on all sides of it. So I'm just going to put this in here and go to 2 inches and score. And score again. Now I could have done this ahead of time, but I'm like, I'll just do it with them so you can see what I mean by on all 4 sides. If you've made boxes before, this will all probably make a whole lot of sense to you. Okay, so that's going to be the base of our box. The little piece that's going to go inside of it is it measures. Now this is where people are going to be like, why? In order for it to fit, it has to be this. I tried 5 by 5 and it was just a little bit too big. So 4 15/16. If you look at this ruler and you see the 5 inches, 15/16 is that one little line right before you get to 5, which doesn't seem like a lot, but that little bit plus that little bit on all of the sides, I mean, like this is on one side and then that little bit is going to be on the other side as well, makes it just a little bit too big to fit inside of there if you don't cut it at that. And then these are going to be scored at 1.5. Is that what I have? 1.5. Yes. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that's all I need my paper trimmer for. I'm going to get that out of here. And then whatever you're trying to match or whatever you want to use for designer paper, this is just cut at 2 3/8 by 1 7/8. You could do 1 3/4 by 2 1/4 if you wanted to. It doesn't matter. You could just make it so that there isn't as much of the white showing on it or the very vanilla showing. Mine is going to go like almost right up to the score lines because of the size that I have it. Okay. What you want to do is you want to take on the sides, you want to cut in up until the score line on one side. And these are squares, and we cut this, or we scored the same amount on all sides. So it doesn't matter which side you do this cutting on. Okay, so I'm just going to cut up those. And then what I did is I just kind of came in and I made this a little bit smaller. Just kind of did, it's called a miter cut, where you're just kind of making a little bit of your tab a little bit smaller so that it's not as bulky when you go to make it. All right, I'm going to do that too. And you could do it on both sides. One side really is probably enough, but some people, when they make tabs like this, they end up going, okay, if I do it on that side, I'm going to do it on this side as well. It doesn't, I found that it doesn't matter as long as one side was done. It made it a lot easier to fold it in. Okay, I'm going to do that with my Very Vanilla. I'm also going to do that with my Old Olive. I'm going to cut up to there and cut up to there. I'm going to take this off real quick. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Oh, made sure I had it on the right side. Okay, so you're going to always do opposite sides. Don't cut anything the other way. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do like a little miter cut here. I'm going to do a miter cut there. I probably should have burnished all of these before. I was so excited to get showing you how to make the box. I forgot to do the most important part, which is to burnish everything. So we'll do that after. You definitely want to make sure everything is burnished really well. Okay. All right, all these little scraps. Now, when I made all these boxes for our Christmas in July, that season of green and gold, when we made these as your little gifts, I had those all over my floor. I'm like, I thought, oh. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and burnish all of these. And I'll do it on the other side. And we're also going to burnish or do this and this side. Anytime you're making 3D projects, you always want to make sure you have a very, very good burnish on everything. All right, then I'm going to do the same thing here. Burnish. I had these written down on a piece of paper, the dimensions. And when I decided to do this, I'm like, where is that piece of paper? I had to clean off a whole bunch of my back cupboards in order to find it. It was buried underneath there. Okay, what you want to do is on one of these bigger flaps, you want to glue down your designer series paper. You could use liquid glue, you could use seal, whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. There should be just like a little border around all of it. Okay. And then you could take, if you have a punch, Stampin' Up! Doesn't have a 3/4 inch punch anymore. This is from retired. But what you can do is take any sort of circular punch that you have and just kind of center it in there. It's basically just giving it a little finger to help you pull it out of the this kind of like nested box. Okay, so how this is going to go together is these are going to come in like that. These are going to come in like that, and that's going to come up, and the box is going to stand where this is the front, and then this little box is going to slide inside of it. Okay, so what we want to do is on these flaps, the ones that we miter cut, that's where we want to put our adhesive. Now, if you like liquid glue, some people like to use tear and tape. It doesn't really matter. I'll use tear and tape on this one show you what it's like. I used liquid glue on the ones that I made. I think I did. It's just a real, it's super fast. Like it didn't take me a really long time, but it's a cute little gift that you could give to someone. This is great for if it's someone's birthday at work and you want to just, I had, I think 3 of those little Lindor truffles inside of it. You could put some Dove chocolates inside of it. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to take all of these off at once, which is kind of scary because this is really, really sticky tape. So then you really want to be careful that you don't have that adhere to anything until you're ready for it to be adhered to something because otherwise it's going to be stuck and you're going to be stuck. All right. So what I want to do is I want to take this line right here and I want to square it with that fold. So if you've never made a box before, it's always squaring up your corners. So I want that one. And then I want this line to get squared up with that fold. So I'm squaring up that folder line. I'm sorry. And then same thing here. I'm going to line that up. And then this has got to tuck inside of there. Okay, so there is our little box. Just like that, we have a box that's going to go ahead and we're going to nest another little box inside of it. And that's going to be this one. So again, that worked pretty good to use the, where did I put it? It's right here. My tear and tape. So I'm just going to go ahead again and put tear and tape on all these little tabs. I love tear and tape because you can really tear it. I know some people cut it with the scissors. I just like hold my finger where I want it to end and then just pull really tight or really hard on it to break it off. All right, I'm going to take these off. I think I was supposed to put that on here. It doesn't really matter, but your flaps are now going to be shown right through there. It should have been on this one. Ugh. You know what? Yeah, we'll just make it like this, but know that it's supposed to be on that one and not this one in the middle. I should have caught that. I'm just going to do my little, I'll do my punch again to cut those out. See, you learn from somebody else's mistake though. You won't make that mistake. So if here are your tabs, you want this, either this one or this one to be the one that you put the designer paper on, not the one that's on either side of the tab. Because when you go to fold this in and you square it up, look at that. It's going to come right where my little, can you see that the paper is showing through there? Okay. I'll just go ahead with my punch and punch that again to get rid of that. Okay, so I fixed it, but don't make that mistake like I made. And we'll put that in there. And then what happens is this little box nests right inside of there like that. Isn't that fun? So you can put all kinds of, like I have some Dove candy here. Let me grab some. See how many we can put in there. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably put like 6 in there and still get it in there. Okay, you could roll up some money if you wanted to and put it in there and go along with your card that you made. All right, I know these are Lindor truffles, but I had thrown I had originally had Dove chocolate in there and I'm like, oh, I kind of like the Lindor truffles. So then what I decided to do was, and I don't know where my tags are that I cut. Let's see, what did I do with the tags? Here they are. All right, I cut 2 of these tags from our Greetings of the Season, I think it's called. And this just says, for you. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp that for you on that tag. Let me stand up and do that. All right, and I had some ribbon here. Where did my ribbon go? Let me grab another one. This is our cream. Oh, it's right here. This is our cream ribbon. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of feels soft, really soft. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to line these up. I think I'm going to have the green on the top like that. All right, and I'm just going to I'm going to throw a little bit of glue on the back of this. Line up the holes. I'll just get it the right way here, Sarah. And just have it so that a little bit of that green is showing. All right, and then I'm going to wrap this around here. And I think I got enough here to tie it in a bow. You could tie it in a knot. You could tie it in a bow, depending on how big your ribbon is. Like the vanilla ribbon that comes with the suite of products, that satin ribbon, that is a little bit thicker. So for that, you probably wouldn't want to tie that in a bow. I would probably just tie that in a knot. Let me make this a little smaller. I'm kind of crushing this here by doing this bow, but here we go. And then I'm just going to take a glue dot. Had my glue dots out already. Here they are. I'm going to put a glue dot where that little hole is. I'm just going to stick that right underneath where the knot of the ribbon is to cover that hole. And there we've got a little gift that says for you. It matches our birthday card. And I could sign the card and just have like a little birthday treat put inside of there. It probably would fit like a little mini muffin, not a big cupcake or muffin, but like one of those mini muffins or something if you wanted to do something like that too. But just kind of a fun little box. Doesn't take long to make that. So there is our two projects, I should say, a little bonus project tonight. And then we have our interlocking, I don't know if that's what we want to call it, card that closes like that. And we've got the second sample with our Christmas card that looks like that. Oh, couple of different projects. Let me turn my light back on. And I'll come back to you. Here I am. All right, so that's what I have for you tonight. I hope that you enjoyed those. I will be back live again next week, Tuesday. I have a wedding this weekend, so hopefully on Sunday when I get home from the wedding, I'll be inspired to do something. Maybe I haven't made their wedding card yet. That's on my job list of things that I have to do tomorrow night. It's my godchild, so I have to read at the wedding, and I'm just really, really excited. So anyhow, hopefully when I get home on Friday, maybe I'll do whatever I made for a wedding card. I'll use as my card for next week along with something else. I haven't done an unboxing of my pre-order because so many other demonstrators have done it that I figure a lot of you have probably seen some of the stuff. If you feel like you would like me to do that, to show you some of the new product that's in the catalog so you can actually see it on the camera, let me know because I'm happy to do that. I just would have to gather it together and I would be able to go through that after I make some cards next week. And then the other question I have is like sometimes people don't like me to start making cards from stuff that they can't get from the catalog yet. And some people are like, I want to see some of the cards that you made with stuff kind of like this one's from stuff from the new catalog. Do you want to see that kind of stuff already? Or would you rather have me do things that are like online exclusive and things that you can actually get your hands on now? So let me know if you have a preference on that as well. So thank you guys so much. I had so much fun creating these this week. So I will be back again next week. And I would love any ideas from you of things that you would like to see. And I will get working on that. So I hope that you have a great week. Hope you can find some time to be creative. Thank you for all of you who participated in my creative challenge. Thank you to all of you who sent me greetings, either here, get well wishes, or those of you that took time to send a card as well. I was, like I said, I was overwhelmed and blown away. And it was so fun to go to the mailbox every single day to see what else was going to be in there. So thank you so much. And I think I actually, as I was opening these, I'm like, I think there's a stack of them that's on my bar. So if you sent me a card and I didn't show it tonight, it may be that I forgot one stack of them. So I will show them next week. I'm so sorry about that if you did, but Kathy, whatever I do is great. Thank you. All right. And so for those of you that participate in my classes, know that my newsletter will be coming out hopefully by the end of the week with some details and information about that. So you can get some dates on your calendars. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of the week, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.